Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today I'd like to talk about orthographic drawings and net diagrams. These are fun topics, I think, and they're not very difficult, and it's like kind of solving puzzles, so to speak. So, what are orthographic drawings? Well, orthographic drawings are basically what you see over here. This is an example of an orthographic drawing. Both of these, orthographic drawings and net diagrams, are two-dimensional representations of three-dimensional objects. Here we have a three-dimensional object, and we take this three-dimensional object and represent it using two-dimensional drawings. And these four drawings all together, combined together, will give you this particular three-dimensional figure. Now, how does this really work? Well, here it is. So what you do is you take this three-dimensional figure and you draw the figure in a two-dimensional way from four different sides. The first drawing is from the top. So if you were to kind of look from the top, straight from the top of this, but let's say this is a building or something like that, what would you see? So the first view is the top view, and right here like this. And then the second view is view from the left side of this three-dimensional object. And then the front side, if you were to look standing right here, if you look at what would you see? And then finally, the fourth view is the right side. So four views of this three-dimensional object will give you an accurate two-dimensional representation of this particular three-dimensional object. So, and the second thing is, a very important thing, is you just draw the three-dimensional objects as you would see it, but every time there is a break in the solid figure, every time there is a break in the solid figure, you represent it with a solid or dark line. Sometimes you just represent it with a dark white line like this. In this case, to make it perfectly clear, I used a different color as I shaded with blue. Anytime there's a break in the surface, that is, if you were to look from the top over here, and you can see clearly if you were to walk from here to here, there's a step down. That's a break in the surface, or is uneven surface. Whenever the surface is uneven, you have to represent that in the figure. And with a darker line here, there's a break over here, and this surface are uneven over there. That's uneven, right? So all of these have to be represented in the figure. Anytime there's unevenness, you have to represent that in the drawing. So if you were to look at this particular drawing, let's say from the top, you would see four squares. You'd see this one. Let's call this 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you were to look at it from there, you'd see 1, 2, 3, 4 like this, like 1, 2, 3, 4. But they're all at different levels. Between 1 and 2, there's a break right here, and between 1 and 3, there's a break. And between 2 and 4, there's a break. And between 3 and 4, there's a break, right? Correct? So all of them have a break in between. So these are four surfaces that you would see, and they would all have a break in between them. That's why these lines are there, the dark blue lines. So to top, you would suggest that there are all of these, like 1, 2, 3, 4 of these, they're all at different levels. At this stage, you don't know which one is higher, which one is lower. All you know is that they're all at different heights compared to each other. Now, if on the other hand, let's say if the drawing was like this, okay, only these were blue and one was not, they would suggest that these two boxes, those two boxes, are the same height. So in other words, let me try to draw it over here to make it clear. Let's say instead of this particular drawing, you had something like this, okay? You had one white line, and then you had blue over here and blue over here. This would suggest that these two boxes are the same height, but these are at different heights, okay? So that's how you interpret those boxes and the dark lines or the blue lines here. Now, in this particular case, if you look at the left view over here, if you were to stand on this side and look at this picture, you would see one tall side, one shorter side, and you would see like this, and then you wouldn't see the other side. You wouldn't see these two sides, so they're not seen over here. And of course, clearly these are you don't have to mark in here because you can clearly see that there's one is taller than the other side. One side is taller than the other side. So this is the view of this particular figure from the left side. And from the front side, as you can see over here, if you were to stand in this way and look at this, you would see one tall side and one short side over here. And on the tall side, you would see there would be a break right there, right? Because these two are at different levels. And that's represented over here like this, okay? So that's represented there, but then there's also break over right there. There's this segment has to be also shown. So this segment is dark and this segment is dark to suggest that there's a break in the surface there. So there's a break in surface here and there. And finally, from looking at from the right side, you would see this column and this column. You would still see only two columns, right? And that's over here. And the left column is 5 boxes tall. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes tall. But there's a break in the surface there. So that's over here. 5 boxes tall, but that break in the surface there. And then there's break in the surface here. And here you only have 4 boxes. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes. And the break is after the first box over there. So that's how these orthographic drawings represent. Okay. So let's try to do one example where we don't have the answers already for us and see how we do. Okay, so here I'm going to try to make an orthographic drawing of this particular figure. Again, I'm going to have 4 views, and I'm going to start out with, again, the top view. So here, first thing would be the top view. If I were to look at it from the top, this side it would be 3 boxes, and this side would be 3 boxes. Well, 4 boxes here counting that one. So let's start slow over here. So I'm going to first draw the top view over here. Let me just label this over here, top view. So on this side, I would have 3 boxes. I'm going to make it 1 box, 2 box, and 3 box like this. And then I'm going to go 1 box and 2 boxes like that. That's 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2 like this, correct? But then I have a break in the surface. So I'm going to have to represent that. I'm going to have to make sure that's this break in the surface like this. And then I have another box after that like this. That's this box over here, 3 third boxes. So, and right, so I have a break in the surface like this. And then I have a break, and to get the rest of them, I have breaks here and I have a break there. So let me just do like this. But over here, this one and this one, and these are all in the same height over here, correct? These 3 are in the same height, like there. 1, 2, 3, they're in the same height. Okay, good. But as you can see, there's a break here in the surface, right? So this is going to have to be blue because there's a break there. And this is a break there over here in the surface because these boxes are going to be lower than the other ones. Okay, fair enough. That's a cool puzzle. Now, and then I have this going over here. I have this box over here like this. That's not blue. It's supposed to be white. This little box over here. Then I have to have another box here. Now these 2 are at the same level, right? So, but there's a break in there which I have already represented like this. Okay, and then I have this box and like that. We already have drawn, but these are all at the same level here, so I don't have to make any distinction. And then I have to draw these 2 boxes over here like this, and these happen to be at the same level. So here we go. So now we have our drawing. So in this case, as you can see, there's a distinction over here. There's a different levels over here, correct? So we have drawn segments, blue segments to show that these are different levels, and these are different levels over here, and these are different levels over here, and these are different levels over here. So that's how the top view will look in an orthographic drawing. Okay. So now we have to do the left side, looking at from this side, okay? So let's look at from the left side. If you look at from the left side, what you will see is a three over here, 3 boxes this way, and then you'll see 2 boxes this way, and all of this would be actually be hidden from your view, right? You won't see any of that. So what you would actually see would be like 2 boxes height like this, and then 3 boxes this way. I made this last bucket a little too tall like this. 3 boxes, and then it would be like this, and then they'll all be at the same level because that's what you would see. You'd see something like this. This is supposed to be together here. Let me try. I kind of messed that up here. So let me put this here. There we go. That's better, right? Now, if I were doing the final drawing, I would connect all of these and make it nice and neat. Okay, so now you have two boxes, and then you would not see any of them. So this is the left view. And then I'm going to draw the view from here. That's going to be an interesting view. That will be the front view. The front view, I'll have 1 box, 2 box, 3 box, and 4 boxes this way. 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes. But then I'm going to have to make sure that there's a break right there. So I'm going to have to make sure there's a break over here. Okay, but those, because those are going to be there's a break in the surface. And then this over here, those will would have to be represented. I'm going to make sure there's a break in line here. Now there are 2 boxes height. There's 1 box height. There's 2 box height, and this box will go over here. And then there's a break in the surface right there. Okay, so I'm going to draw that box over here, and these 2 boxes are the same height, like this, but then there's a break in the surface right there, so I'm going to draw that like this. So I make those blue. Okay, and then I would see this box staring at me, so that's going to be right there. Okay, that's going to go down like this, right? And then I would see these 2 boxes over here. Sorry, I would see this box here, and I would see this box here. Now this box is hidden from my view, because all I would see is these 2 over here and that one over here, and these 2 would be, I would see this, but the one that's in the back here, this one over here, would be hidden from my view. So from the front, this is what you will see, right? Okay, and finally from the right side, looking at from here, okay, what would we see? Okay, looking from the right side, I would see this. Let me do this. I would see this would be first box and second box. I would see that third box. I would see those 3 boxes, right? I'd see this one over here. I would see this one over here and this one over here, and they're all at different heights, actually, different depths, so to speak, right? Okay, so let's start off looking at this one over here. So from the right side, I would see 1 box over here. And then there's a break in the surface here, right? So I'm going to have to make that dark. There's a break in the surface. That's this break in the surface from here. And then I'm going to draw the front box over here. That's this box over here. And then there's a break in the surface again, right? From here to here, between this right there. Because this one is like that one over there in the back. So this one is actually also blue. It's a big, and then I have to draw that third box over here. Okay. And then to draw this one, there's a break over there, right? So this line actually is also blue. Okay, blue like this. And then I can draw this top box over here, like this. I see that. But then there's a break from there over here too, right? So I'm going to have to draw that one blue also. So that one's blue. And then there's these 2 boxes, but they're also back over there. There's a break there too, right? And I put those as blue as well. So that's blue and that's blue, right? Because they're way far down. And then so that's also blue, like this. And then I could draw the farthest back boxes like this, and there we have it. From the top, it will look like this. From the left side, it would look all like this. And from the right side, from the front side, it would look like that. And from the right side, it would look like this. And this would be a 2-dimensional representation of a 3-dimensional figure. And this is an orthographic drawing of this particular figure. Okay, now we do the reverse. That is, here we're given an orthographic drawing, and we are asked to make the 3-dimensional figure. So this is the top view. This is the front view. This is from the, this is, okay, now we do the reverse. That is, here we're given an orthographic drawing, and we are to construct a 3-dimensional picture from this. So first, here we have the top view, and here we have the left view, and here we have the front view, that L meaning left, and here we have the right view, R meaning right view. Okay, so now you can see over here that the lines are, there are lines over here, the dark ones. So I'm actually going to shade them nice and blue so that I don't make any mistakes. There's blue, there's blue, there's no blue here. There's blue, there's a blue, and it seems to me that there's only one blue. I hope I copied this right from. Okay, so that looks correct to me. Okay, so let's see if I could construct this this picture. Now, looking at the top, you can see this figure is kind of like L-shaped, right? Okay, so I got this. So this is going to be like an L-shaped figure, and and looking at from the left, it's like 3 boxes height, maximum height. And looking at the front, it's got 3 boxes in the front. Okay, so if you wanted to draw this from the front end, so here's 1 box, here's 2 box, and a 3 box from the front end, right? And looking from the top, it's got a good L shape, so it's going to be very skinny like this. Now this is a 3-dimensional picture, so we kind of have to be like careful, you know what I'm saying, because we're trying to draw a 3-dimensional picture over here. I'm sorry, there's one more thing here. Let me put this. I made a mistake. So now, so it's L-shaped, and looking at the front, we have 3 boxes in the front. So let me try to draw this. That's 1 box. That's 2 box. 3 boxes like this, and it's an L-shaped figure, so it's going to be like this, right? And it's going to have 4 boxes in this direction, okay, like this, 2 like that. That's an L shape. Now this is slanted picture, okay? So, and as you can see, looking from the top, all of these are at different levels. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like a stepping thing, right? So all of these are at different levels. And if you look at the left side, the middle one here, the middle one is at the highest. That's at 3 level. And the second to the last has 2 boxes. So this one goes 1 box and 2 boxes like this, and then it goes another box, okay, like this, okay, and then this over here. Now I'm going to have to use my eraser a little bit because I'm going to have to erase this part because I'm not going to be able to see that. So, and then on this side, I'm going to have 3 boxes, 1 more box height higher than this. That's 1, that's 2, and that's 3, okay, because this middle one is the tallest, right? And then next to it, I have, again, 2 boxes like this. And this will go here like that, and then all the way in the front is only 1 box, which is like this. Kind of tricky, huh? All right, so that's what I get from this. I'm going to have to erase some of these other lines so you can see this. It's tricky like this, and then I want to see that, and then I want to see this. Okay, see this? Now, see how I took the left side picture. So I took this particular picture, and I noted that it's 2 boxes, 3 boxes, 2 boxes, and 1 boxes. 2 boxes, 3 boxes, 2 boxes, 1 boxes from the left side, right? And then from the front we had 3 boxes this way, and if you look at it, 1, 2, 3 maximum height. Okay. All right. Now in the front end, you can see I have 3 boxes. All right. So I can maybe draw those 3 boxes like this. It does take a little bit of artistic skill sometimes, I think. And if you were to look at from the right side, so let me get rid of all the lines that are not supposed to be there. So it might be better to work with the pencil in here. All right, so from the right side, you'll see that there's a break here, and then you'll see 2, and then you'll see 3, and you'll see 2, and there it is. So this is a three-dimensional picture right here. This 3-dimensional picture represents this drawing over here. As you can see, we were very methodical about this. We started with top view, looks like an L over here, and all these 3 are different levels, right? And from the left side, we got this how many levels these were. 2, 3, 2, 1, and then from the front we have 3 here at the same level. All of these are same level, and there's a break in the surface here. These are supposed to be all at the same level. You know, my drawing doesn't necessarily reflect accurately, but you get the idea, right? So this is an orthographic drawing of this particular figure. Net diagrams, on the other hand, are very different. Net diagrams take three-dimensional figures like this, and they kind of like open them up. So, for example, if you had like a gift box or something like that, if you were to just kind of cut it out and open it up, how would it look like? So in this case, you take a three-dimensional figure and just open it up and draw it in a two-dimensional form like you see over here. Now here you see a pyramid, what looks like a square pyramid, and if you were to open it up, you could take a three-dimensional figure and open it up like this and make a two-dimensional drawing out of that three-dimensional figure, then you would have a net diagram. So here's another example. This is a rectangular prism, and if you were to open it up like this without breaking it apart and making a two-dimensional drawing like that, that would be a net diagram. And we should try to do one ourselves here. Okay, so we're going to try to create a net diagram here of this triangular prism. As you can see, this is a triangular prism, and this is one base and that's the other base, and we're going to open it up and create a net diagram. So what you do is you kind of have a top view, so you're pretending you're looking at from the top, and you try to draw the base over here that you see, and then open it up from there. As you can see, I'm going to try to draw this particular rectangle over here, and that's going to be straight like this. That's a rectangle that measures 4 by 10 centimeters, right? So here's the rectangle. That's 4 by 10. So I can, and then I'm going to pretend I'm going to like cut it open with scissors like over here, and then cut it like this, as if this is like some kind of chocolate box, you know. So I'm going to open it up like that, and I'm going to draw. And then on either side of this, I'll have two rectangles. They're going to be of different sizes, actually. So if you take this side, open it up like this, and take that side, open it up like that. So this is what you'll see. You'll see one rectangle on this side, and it will be like this. Okay, and its width here is going to be 5 centimeters, like this, and the length is going to be 10 centimeters. And of this triangle, the base one over here that you see, this particular rectangle, I meant to say, that this is going to be 4 centimeters and the length is 10 centimeters, right? And then on this side, I have this particular rectangle that I'm going to draw, and that's going to be like this. Okay, it's going to be skinnier actually, like this. And because it's only 3 centimeters in its width, right? So this is 3 centimeters here, 3 centimeters here, and to be complete, that's 4 centimeters like that, right? So we don't have to write it on both sides. So I'm trying to keep this neat, so I'm going to write that over here, I think. Okay, so here you go. So we got that, and then what about the triangles? Well, we have to draw them too, right? If you open up the rectangles, the triangles are going to be here. One of them is going to be like this, then like that, and the other one will open like this and that. Okay, now this side of this triangle here is 3 centimeters like this. I try to make these two equal for that reason, because they come from then, and then this is going to be 3 centimeters on this side, and then the hypotenuse, so to speak, of this triangle, that's 5, right? So that's going to be 5 centimeters like this. Okay, so in net diagrams, I meant to say, what you do is where you draw these lines dotted to suggest that that's where the figure folds. So wherever the figure is folding, you try to draw those lines dotted. So here the dotted lines represent folds in the figure. All right, like this. So I have to make those dotted lines. So every place there's a dotted line, that's how we know that the figure folds. So this would be a net diagram. It kind of looks like a little net there, doesn't it? Net diagram of this triangular pyramid. And that's all there is to it. This is orthographic drawings and net diagrams. Until next time, as-salatu was-salamu ala rasulillah walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Assalamu alaikum.